Hi, Maria. We have started the webinar, so we're open it up. But yeah, thank you. We're excited to have you on.
I am happy to be here, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you so much. I always love a chance to work with you and to work with the Grow Nebraska team. So thank you.
Yes. No, we're excited. So I'll just give it about 4 minutes and we'll get started here.
That's great. That'll just give me a chance to bring up some sample screens I wanted to work with. So I'll
Perfect.
get on that. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get us started here. And so today's Wednesday Google webinar is Unlocking Visibility, Know Your Customer, and Grow Your Brand. And we would like to thank Center for Rural Affairs for being a sponsor of our webinar trainings. And they have just a short video here that we're going to watch for that they provided to us.
Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar, sponsored by the Center for Rural Affairs. My name is Nikki Chitwood, and I'm the Panhandle Loan Specialist. As one of the many services we provide, I am here to introduce to you our lending services. When a bank can't help you with your dreams of homeownership or growing a business, the Center for Rural Affairs can. We offer coaching and financing to help you become a homeowner and start or grow a sustainable business. Please feel free to contact me at 308-631-0157, or you can visit cfra.org for more information.
Awesome. And we always appreciate Center for Rural Affairs partnership with us. And so they're a very great resource in the state of Nebraska. And so definitely go and check them out. And then our featured sponsor today is the Nebraska Cooperative Development Center. And they are our featured sponsor for this month's trainings. And then we have our featured member is Cracklin Kirk's Fireworks. And then our speaker today is Maria. She is a rock star. She's been to our Market Tech conference, I think 3 times. We're hoping to maybe get her back this year again as well. And so I'm going to just let Maria take it away and share her knowledge with us.
Thank you so much, Tanya, and thank you to Grow Nebraska for having me here, as well as the amazing sponsors. Definitely do business with them because they are showing that they have a full support of and wanting to vet and actually be involved in your success, just as Grow Nebraska does. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the presentation. So give me just a moment to make that switch real quick. But I do want to make sure that everybody does find that chat box. The chat box is the most important place to find because that is where I can hear you. Now you'll see me in 2 places. That's just the way and the nature of the presentation. So do not be distracted if you need to turn the little me on the side off. No worries about that. But the big screen will have everything that you need. You'll just see it repeated there. But find that chat box because that's the most important place that I can hear you. I customize every session that I do for the people in the room, and that's you. So those of you who are here, I see you here in person. And for those of you who aren't, I hope you come to an in-person the next time, first Wednesday of the month, because we definitely do want to hear your questions and tailor this to you. So let me know that you can hear and you can see and you can find that chat box because that's the most important thing that you need to do. I do want to, as I do that, let you know that yes, I am on the Grow with Google team. I also run my own business. I have done that since 2004. And I was with the Google team and started with them 7 years ago because I do know what it's like to be butcher, baker, candlestick maker, as well as try to figure out how to utilize all the Google tools. So become chief analyst, chief marketer, and everything in between, right? Head of AI, all of that. We start getting into all sorts of roles, don't we, as small businesses? Perfect. Tanya, I see that you commented there. Thank you. Hey, Ty, welcome. It's great to see you. So I see some names already in here of people who've come to other sessions or that I've actually talked to at Marketech during the several Marketechs that I've been blessed to get to go to. So thank you. Hello, Bonnie. Perfect. Let's know where you are watching from. Yes, Tanya, I agree. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So yes, this is who I am. You guys have seen me quite a bit at different events. And if this is your first time in a session, just let me know by putting the number 1 there. I'd love to know that. But if not, if you've been coming back, I appreciate you coming back. Or if you said hey to me at Marketech, I love that as well. Hello, Kimball County. Hello, Matari. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome. Welcome. So glad that you're here. So you can get a copy of today's slides that I'm actually utilizing. So you can get that while I am in session. Now, after the session, it won't be available, but it will be emailed to you. Okay, so it won't be available at this link after the session, but I'll be bringing that right up front and center, as well as I am going to share that with you here in the chat. So you just can click on it in the chat. You can use that QR code, or you can go to bit.ly/Google Maria. Utilize any of those. And again, it is while I'm in session. After the session, that link will no longer be good. So don't worry about that because I know Grow Nebraska will make sure that you have a copy, and then we'll send you a copy in the next couple of days. So I know that, of course, tomorrow is our wonderful Independence Day. So we won't be in the office then, but we will probably get it out to you by Friday, just depending on when we have the information to be able to send out to you. So as soon as we get that, then we'll get that to you to the email address that you registered in. Okay. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started and dive in. I'm actually going to leave that up for just 1 more minute, and I will drop it in the chat just in case you just jumped in and you didn't see the previous chat message. That way you can get a hold of that. And thank you to everybody that found the chat. Let us know the location that you're at. I see there, we'd love to hear. I see Ty is in Lincoln. So just let us know. All right, everybody, we are about to get started. Let's go ahead and dive in because we are going to be talking about your visibility, right? So we want to unlock that visibility and really grow your brand. That's everything that we're focusing on. Hello, Matari from Bennington. Hello, Omaha. Abby, welcome. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you're here, excited that you're here. We are going to be talking about that importance of visibility because if people don't know that we exist, then they cannot do business with us. And I'm actually going to do some live demos today because I know how helpful that is when you can see. So we're just going to knock on wood that the internet is playing friendly with us and Zoom is playing friendly. But in case there's anything that glitches out, just know that we don't control that. But do know that Grow Nebraska is there for you. If you have any technical difficulties, just make sure you reach out to them, okay? Because they're the ones who are in charge of the Zoom room today, just in case Zoom gets a little glitchy. But I'm going to knock on wood to make sure that goes away, right? Hello, everybody. As you're coming in, make sure that you utilize that chat box. So it's important for us to become experts in our customers. We need to know what words they use. We can't assume. We cannot use the words that we used when we created the business because we are at a different position and level now in our experience with this actual topic than our actual customers. So as we look and become an expert on our customers, we need to know how to reach them. It's not just about, okay, we know that everybody's on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Facebook. That's a great generalization, but we can't cookie cutter that, and we don't want to. We as small businesses have an amazing superpower, and that is that we are close to our customers. We don't have to create a survey. We don't have to create a committee or a focus group because we have our customers within arm's reach, and we probably know a lot of them by name. Because of that, we have access to what's known as zero-party data. That is data directly from the customer. It's not us looking at a cluster of things saying, okay, this is what could be happening here, or it's not us guessing that maybe this or maybe that, because we actually can reach our customers. Now, if you're in the ideation stage of your business, so you haven't created your business yet, you might need to look at competitive research to really understand that customer. So look and know who those competitors are. Who is actually after that same dollar that your customer spends? For example, when I'm working with restaurants, I tell them that it's not just the restaurant and eating experience. You're competing with grocery stores and convenience stores. You're also competing with putt-putt places, bowling places, and even movie theaters because everybody's going for that same dollar. A lot of people look at restaurants as entertainment. So again, keep that in mind that who is your best customer? It's on you to really know and understand them. And then how do you engage with them? Where are they at? What information are they consuming and what is helpful to them? It's not about getting more of them to look at our information. It is on us to figure out what information do they need along their decision journey and what are the struggles that they have with the product, service, or solution. Where are they at? Do they have a need? What are they searching for? Then how do you convert them? How do they become customers? So when I say conversion, you'll find that I come from a really strong e-commerce background. In fact, I've been 15 years in international e-commerce across 36, I think now 40, because, well, no, more than that. We just worked with a business who brought on 82 Shopify stores. So because I know that so well, I'll call it conversion and customers, and you'll think that I mean sales as far as e-commerce sales. That is not what I mean. What a conversion event is a success action that happens on your site. So what do you want them to do that you would deem successful as you reach out to them? And it's on us, just like it is on us to know our customers. We need to know what our goals are. We can't just go about thinking, oh, I hope I can get more customers. I can hope I get more business. I hope I get more money. While hope is wonderful to have, it's a poor strategy. So what is it that we actually want? We need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. SMART, that's an acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely in our goal setting. And that's also on us. So what does success look like? Does it look like perhaps they download some information or a PDF that we have? Could they watch a video, fill a contact form out, maybe read a blog post? So what is a successful conversion event on our site? Or do they purchase something? So it could be that. Do they call you? And then what does it take for our customers to be loyal? Because we know that it costs less money to take a existing customer and increase that lifetime value of what they spend with you, or to engage them so that they introduce you to their contact sphere. And now you have a chance to actually have that halo effect from their recommendation, because these are people that know, like, and trust them. Okay. So for your website, you need to know what is happening in real time. So how many of you have a website? So just a show of yes, the letter Y in the chat. Let me know, do you have a website currently? And if you have a website on, let's say, Etsy, Amazon Marketplace, so if you have an Amazon shop, eBay, know that those are closed loop systems. So you won't be able to attach Google Analytics to it because they have their own analytics. But all the other ones, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, Magento, anything that you have custom, Shopify, WooCommerce, all of those can connect to analytics. So I'm curious if you do have a website being built right now. That's awesome. That's exciting, Ty. I love that you're moving forward. Yes, everybody. All right. So if you have a website, how many of you, show of ones, have your Google Analytics attached to that? Okay. Let me know, because analytics let us know how people actually behave on that site. All right, Steve, that's awesome. They let us know what matters most to people on the site. That's what Google Analytics does. And it's 100% free when you have a free personal Gmail. So if you don't have Gmail, you have your own email. You don't even have to worry about that. You can have a free Google account, and you would use your current email address and create a password. And like any other password protected site online, that's how you would access the information, but it's 100% free. So you don't need the paid workspace or anything, but its job is to actually measure what is happening and what and how customers are consuming information. And this is important to us because remember what we said about understanding and really knowing our customers. So we need to know, do they need this piece first? Is this more important to them? Does this help them as they're going through their decision journey on what they need, or even an understanding that there's a solution available to them? So we need to know that. And one of the ways we can know that, of course, is first asking our customers, researching what they're saying if you don't have customers and you're looking at your competitive research, but then also looking at our analytics. So if you don't have Google Analytics, because I don't see any ones in the chat box, then I encourage you to do that. Because let's say, for example, on a day, let's say you're a store. So let's say I'm in Grow, Nebraska. I'm in the Grow, Nebraska store, right? So wonderful Nebraska products in there. And let's say all morning long, I'm working at the Grow, Nebraska store, and people are coming in all morning long, and I see them and they're looking and they're shopping and they're touching, and then they leave. They go to this table here, they go to that row there. So they go to table 1, row 4, and then they just leave. They do a lot of window shopping and they leave. But then let's say in the afternoon, I see them come in and they go from table 1 to table 4, then they go or to row 4 there in the back, and then they go to table 3. And now they actually buy. Now I've got questions. Is it the customer that comes in the afternoon? Is there something in table 4 that makes them question, or table or row 4 or table 1 that makes them question things that maybe they need, whatever they're seeing in table 3 that is getting them to buy? What is it in table 3 that is attractive to the afternoon customers? So I've got those questions, but I can visually see that. Well, it's the same thing with your website. If you can visually see how they're behaving from going to page 1 to page 4 and then leaving, or page 1, page 4, page 3, and now they buy, or they download the PDF, or watch the video, or call you, or leave their contact info, whatever is that conversion event that you want. Now we have questions. Is it the morning person or the afternoon person? Or is there something in our environment that is changing the way that they behave? There's a wonderful book. So when I first got involved after I graduated from college in any marketing and in a company, one of the first books I read was Know How People Shop. So How People Shop is the name of the book, How People Shop. And I understand that if people feel something touching the back of them, so that they feel crowded, they leave right away. They need open spaces and open aisles, because if they don't, now they feel like they need to get out and get in, get out just that quickly. So as we know this, the same thing with your website. If it's too cluttered, if they can't find things, they leave. And a lot of times we as small businesses get so excited because, oh my gosh, somebody clicked on the link on our email, or they came to our website for some reason. Maybe they came from a Facebook post or an Instagram bio. So they came to our site, and now we just want to throw everything at them because we're so excited to see them actually click through. They're one of the 10% or the 2% that came through to the site. but now they can't find anything and it's cluttered. So we need to know those things, and analytics can actually tell us all of those. And then what's actually successful? What is getting them to buy? What is it on table 3 there? What is it on page 3? So understanding how people utilize search and that path that they take is really, again, on us. It's becoming that expert that I'm talking about in our customer. And that is what we're focused in today, is truly understanding that customer. Now, as I said, you have great reach to your customer, because we as small businesses have that and the ability to be nimble. But understand that if we target everybody, it's going to take a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money. And most of us don't have Coca-Cola type money to reach out and touch everyone. So we need to be hyper focused, because if our messaging is diluted, if we're talking to everybody, then somebody who only is giving us 1.2 to 1.8 seconds to look at our site on mobile, because 84% of us go here first when we're looking, they're looking and they see, that's just for anybody. That's not me. If they don't feel that there's a connection there and an understanding, they will just go on to the competitor. And this is really important for you to understand, because this is where we lose that opportunity. Once they go to the competitor, then they never come back to us. That first impression is lasting online. And just like in-person impressions, it is something that is hard to shake. It takes several other touch points to be able to reverse or to change that actual first impression. So for you, are you clear on what your niche is? So a lot of people get confused on what is niche and what is target market. So the niche makes you rich. The niche is what you do so well, you're amazing at. And you probably have heard this from a lot of people consulting and training you, that you need to know your niche and your target audience. And a lot of times we as small businesses are like, no, anybody that can fog a mirror. But remember what we said in the last slide. If we try to target anybody, everybody, and somebody, will get their second cousin, nobody. It is too wide. So we don't want to miss who that best customer is. It doesn't mean that we can't serve everybody, anybody, and somebody, but it does mean that when we see our best customer, or when they see our information, they do not feel like it's not for them. In fact, they feel that there's this great connection, that everybody else is gravy. So we want to make sure we don't miss that best customer. That's why we need to target. But a lot of people will tell you, I can serve anybody who fogs a mirror. And that's just code for, I don't know who I serve, and I hope you do. And that kind of time people don't have to help you figure out your business. They want to be kind, they want to be helpful, but they have busy lives, and they also are inundated with 12,400 messages every single day. That's the average messaging that we actually receive, between emails and pop-ups and everything else that we see in a day. So they are busy. So even though they may have great intent, we can't rely on their kindness. We need to really understand and be professionals at what we do, and know who our best customers are and who we serve. So what is it that you do amazingly well? What are you well known for? So a lot of times people will say, well, Maria, you need to target on plumbers or target on real estate agents, when I'm looking at target audience. But when I look at my niche, what it is I do so well is I help people understand Google in terms that are not technical or hard to figure out, that they can apply right away. That's what I do. That is my niche. All right. My target audience is somebody who already understands that it is tough to go through things in Google. I'm not saying that information is not out there. You can go to YouTube and right away you can Google, or you can search all the information you need, and everything that I'm teaching you is right there. But not every piece is consumable. I've seen some people take something simple as going through and adding logos, make that very difficult by utilizing a lot of technical speak, or really talking in dimensions and a format that people aren't consuming. But because I've been a small business owner, and because I've had to deal with being butcher, baker, candlestick maker, as well as juggling all of this marketing too, I understand what it's like to multitask and have to, okay, wait, I'm doing this, but here's a customer coming in the door, as well as a phone call. And wow, I got some WhatsApp messages from potential customers. So I understand that juggle. I'm not siloed. And because of that, I can apply that experience and share with you, this is how you do this in this quick way, and 1, 2, 3 steps, as opposed to here's a nice technical guide and document that'll also take you through 1 through 14 steps to get 1, 2, 3 done. So my target market are people who've already experienced some sort of friction in dealing with Google. All right. And they are people who also know what it's like to work with professional services. So they've got an accountant, an attorney. They understand what it's like to let go and delegate to somebody else. So if I'm working with somebody, for example, and I'm targeting that market, all of my messaging is towards that, but I can serve anybody, right? Just like everybody else, I can serve anybody who needs Google, because everybody who is doing any business online, which is now location, 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 our online presence is our storefront. So remember, in retail, they always talk about the importance of location. Well, if you're not here when 84% of the US is going online, when they want to know, go do or buy, then you don't exist. And if they don't know you exist, they cannot do business with you. So as we look at our target, who do you best serve? For me, I know that when I have to convince somebody that they need to let something go out of their clutches and now they need to let a professional do it, that's a big lift for me. I have to spend a lot of time convincing them, and they don't even have trust in themselves that they're going to be able to manage or tell somebody the information that they need, or they don't have enough money to do that, right? Which is, I understand. I've been a startup. I started up at a business incubator. And so what that meant is I got a reduction in the amount of price that I had to pay for my office. Plus I had monthly goals. I had to show my profit and loss and all that, which is not anything I was used to doing. I was one of those people that said, there's money in my bank account and I know what I spent and I know what's coming in. So everything's good, right? But I didn't understand that element of business. So I actually had to go through that. And that was a painful learning curve for me because I didn't want to. I wanted to do it my own way, right? And I thought they were trying to make me do it their way. So it took a little bit for me to get there. And I do understand that struggle. So for me, I'm not interested in being in that part of the struggle, but I am interested in helping in the struggle for Google to be able to get visibility on Google. So for you, who's your target audience? I spent that much time talking about mine because I want you to see just how specific it is. It's not just easy enough to say, all right, I want moms who have 2-year-olds and they're between the ages of 20 and 40. You know, you can put that as your basic demographics, but our superpower is really understanding at a deeper level the psychographics of our best customer. What is it they need? What is it they want? What are their challenges in ever being able to attain your product, service, or solution? Okay. So understanding the stages of awareness are really important. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later in the slides, but I want you to know that this is also something we need to be an expert on with our customers. Where are they? Are they unaware? So if we start here all the way to the right, so we're going to work this backwards from right to left. If they are unaware that we exist or unaware that there's even a problem, they're just like, okay, this is the way it is. And that's just the sacrifice. The struggle is real. You'll hear comments like that. So when I see people who are unaware that there's a problem with how they're accessing Google, they'll just say things like, well, you know, this is where I show up and search. I don't even know how to do that. Google's got some sort of magic formula out there, and who knows what that is. Those are the kind of comments I'll see from people who are unaware. They know, okay, you know, this is just the way it is, but they don't see it as an issue. They're just willing to accept and say, you know, this is the way it is. And then they hope that they'll show up on Google. That's unaware. But when they are problem aware, saying, you know what? I know that so-and-so ABC company, my competitor, somehow they're always there. So I don't know why I don't show up. I keep Googling myself and I don't know why I don't show up. Now I'm using myself as an example, but walk yourself through this. What does it look like when somebody's unaware? They have no idea that there's any issue with that. They're like, okay, so my AC just conks out whenever it's 102 degrees. That's just the way it is. It can only go up to that amount. They're totally unaware. So, and then when are they problem aware going, I don't, my friend's AC doesn't conk at 102, conk out at 102. Maybe there is a problem here. So then they become problem aware. All right. And then solution aware going, oh, you can do maintenance on your AC. Oh, somebody can actually walk you through and make sure all of these things in Google are connected right and working well together. So I don't just have to figure that out, that there is a solution out there. So they might go to YouTube and go to YouTube. I call it YouTube University, but that's when you just Google it on YouTube or search it and you bring up the videos. And, or they might start talking to people and say, you know what, do you know somebody who does AC maintenance? Do you know that? All right, so they may be solution aware. Then they move to product aware, going, you know what? I hear there's like these maintenance plans you can get from some companies, right? So they are aware. I hear that you can go to training. I hear that you can go to Grow Nebraska. They are, or that you can go to different trainings and sessions where people who want to support you and make sure you're successful in business will help teach you. So they're product aware. They may not be aware of Grow Nebraska, but they know if they go to SCORE, SBDC, and maybe they go to their Chamber of Commerce and maybe their community college. So they are aware that there is some sort of product, a training product that's put together, or a maintenance, an AC maintenance product that includes a filter and cleaning. They are aware of it. But when they are most aware, that is when that's money for us, because now they are most aware and they know we exist. So where in this actual path do you show up? Where do you start communicating with them? Because if you are so product aware that, oh, I know you just cannot deal with 102 weather and you should know about this maintenance plan, and you're speaking to somebody and spending all your money getting in front of people who are unaware, so all the way to the right there of this actual stream, so this actual path, you're wasting your time. Because when people are unaware, it doesn't matter how amazing your solution is, they're not listening because you are not important to them. People look for and listen and talk about things that matter to them. So where do you come in this journey? When they're unaware, so you're big and involved in education? Or is it when they're problem aware, when you see them reaching out to others going, how, why, what, they're asking questions? Or is it when they are solution aware? So they know there's something out there, but they didn't know there's this amazing package, and they don't know you have the amazing package at this really great affordable price with great reviews to show that you are not just going to leave them in the dust and you're helping them actually get to a solution. So where are you? That's also on us to know. So if they're not looking for you, so that's how you fill in this blank. If they're not looking for you, they'll be looking for your competitors. Okay. So understand that if you, let's say, you are here talking to everybody that's unaware, and you're all talking to them about your product, and they don't even know that they're a problem, and your competitor is talking to them when they know, oh, there's some solutions available. So they're there at that middle hump and they're letting them know about their amazing product, then that competitor is going to get the business, because you're over here talking to people who are unaware. They're talking to people they know, oh, they've been searching for this. They've been talking about this. They filled in, they wanted this, download this PDF about the 5 things you need to know about your AC, or the 5 problems that you'll run to in Google verification for my perspective or my business. So you'll see all of those things that'll let you know, hey, they know there's a solution out there. And that might be when you insert yourself and you want to reach them. I'm not saying you're not going to reach some people who are unaware. Absolutely. You'll also reach people who are problem aware. Yes. Remember what I said. You can serve everybody, anybody, and somebody. It's just that your messaging cannot be to everybody, anybody, and somebody, because there is too much out there that is just ambiguous. People don't understand it's for them. So they just go on down the road to your competitor. Okay. So know how to also answer questions and list your services in 5 steps or less. Now, even though we might get in front of a customer who absolutely thinks we're the greatest, so we've got the solution for them, they're ready to work with us, what can happen is we become just amazing and so in love with what we do in our business that we share with them all the technical pieces of our business, right? And the problem with that is they don't want to be the technician. That's why they ran out to you. They want to know that you know enough to be able to solve it, but they don't want to know the step by step. They don't need the play by play, right? So a lot of times we are just like this. I mean, let me go up here actually to this. We are this in our funneling. We know this much knowledge, and so we try to share it with everybody. And they're drinking from that fire hose, realizing, okay, you're just a super knowledgeable person, but that's not what I want. I want somebody who can help me. How are you going to help me? So it's important for us to think about how we can step them through our solution in 5 steps or less. Really easy terms, right? Because they are inundated and they're multitasking. The dog just peed on the floor. They're over there. Maybe somebody just came into the office. Something's breaking down. Electricity's out. Internet's not working. Whatever they're dealing with, we need to be able to put these in bite-sized pieces that are portable and consumable for them. So a lot of times when people ask me, well, Maria, okay, you help people with Google. I said, yes, I do. So what happens? How do you help people with Google? Well, first I talk to them about their immediate goals, because I want them to talk about the top 3. Then I do a checkup to see how Google sees them. Then I build a roadmap to make sure that's aligned and making their goals come true through Google in the proper steps. We start that plan up and then we measure and adjust. So that's what I say. Now, Google's much more complicated than that. I can give you pages and pages, but why in the world would they want that, right? So keep all of that in mind as you're talking about your business, because we love our businesses. We are amazing at our businesses. We wouldn't be in it if we weren't great at it and we didn't love it. So because we love it, we talk about what we love, right? And so we're passionate and we want to talk about it, but truly they want to talk about what they need and they need help. So it's more important for us to really find out from them and not spend time taking them through the steps, because they don't want to know that. What they want to know is how you can help them. So if you have to share anything with them, you can tell them the 5 steps there, or you can also let them know a story. So take them through a quick case study. But remember, for those of you who've been at Market Tech, you've heard me say this before. Use the 5-year-old storyline. Once upon a time, suddenly, luckily, happily ever after. Okay, so you want to use those as in your mental outline. And you'll also use that in your post when you're writing posts, as you're doing YouTube videos, TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, any of that. That's what I ask people and businesses to keep in mind. Take them through a story, but don't take them through everything, because remember, we know this much and they have about time and capacity to understand and listen to this much. So for example, let's say that I was talking to somebody and say, you know what? So in my mind, once upon a time, I was working with a customer who, man, she had this great shop, but she was selling more on Etsy than on her actual shop. And she's paying a lot to Etsy. She didn't know what to do. So she came to me and said, you know, Maria, can you help me? We actually looked and saw that she didn't have her Google tools connected. We connected them all. And now she actually does 10 times more business from her site than she does from Etsy. And she is so, so very happy that she didn't realize she had roadblocks in there. She's happy we were able to remove those for her. So that's once upon a time she came to us. Suddenly she had this issue because Etsy was where she sold everything. Luckily, we connected. We were able to help her. And then happily ever after, she was able to 10x her actual sales on her website, because we were able to remove and align those things. So she didn't have her Google tools properly calibrated. That's okay. She is the most amazing crafter in the world. She makes the most beautiful sprays and wreaths. I mean, I just looked at her 4th of July stuff and I was blown away. I could never do that. So she's not a Google expert. She can't go in and align that. And I could not, for the life of me, make a nice bow with a ribbon. So she has her superpower. I have mine, but she is somebody who actually knew enough that she wanted to bring somebody else in to do that. Now, how can you know how to find people? Because I've been saying a lot, utilize their words. Let's go first to the low-hanging fruit. Ask them. Ask them exactly, what were you searching for? What do you need? How were we able to help you? So ask your current customers and read your online reviews, because in their own words to your review that they're giving you, they're telling you what matters most. So if they're using the words ethical, friendly, patient, and you don't in any of your texts, in your profiles, on your website, in your Google business profile, in the profiles for any of your socials, you don't say that you're ethical or supportive. Now I already forgot what I said. Ethical, if you don't say you're friendly, and that you're supportive of them, if you don't say that, and those are the 3 words that they're saying within their actual reviews, then you're missing the mark. And one of Google's pillars that the algorithm is actually built on is relevance. How well do you match what people are searching? So if they're searching for, I want somebody who's ethical, who is friendly, who is supportive, that's what they're searching for. And you're saying, we're beautiful and we're elegant and we know our business and we're credible. Are those words matching? Absolutely not. So now somebody else is thrown in that spot when they're first searching, and people will swipe maybe 1, 2 times, 3 at the most. And if they're on a laptop or desktop, they'll only look at the first 10 searches, which is 1 page of a Google search. So know that, and that actually had changed for a little while, right? When Google started making changes at the beginning of 2024, we had the endless scroll. So there were no pages, but we're back to pages again. That happened about 2 weeks ago. So the first page of Google search, because people don't want to scroll forever. They're not interested in doing that. They want to know right away. So knowing that is important, but also you can utilize trends. Now, before we go to trends, let me give you one other place, low-hanging fruit place, that people are telling you in their own words what they actually need and what matters to them. And that's in your competitor reviews. So if you don't have enough reviews yourself, go read your competitors' reviews, because they're saying in their own words what matters. And again, there, you look at the competitor review, they're also letting you know where the competitor may have some missteps, okay? Now, how many of you have used Google Trends? Let me know in the chat box by putting a number 1 that you've used Google Trends, okay? Because if you have not, I want to know, but if you have, let me know. All right, what's nice about trends is it does help you discover what people are searching for in your area or around your topic. Like that first bullet point says, you can also look at trends for seasonal topics. Maybe you want to figure out exactly what people are chatting about now and what you want to post on socials. You know, we always have that struggle. What do I post about today? And then also you might want to know what is on the rise and what really you can be known for and help people along where all their eyeballs are. Because it takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to get people who are looking over here to look over here. So you might not have that time to educate the market, and you definitely don't have the money to educate the market because it takes a lot of time, energy, and money to do that. So how are you going to actually help the market? So let's go to Google Trends and find out what the words are so we can match with them. All right, so I'm going to take you there. I'm actually going to share my other screen. So let me bring that up real quick. All right, so this is my other screen right here. Let me know either your industry or your area or your business. So either one, drop that in the chat box, and then I'll show you exactly what this looks like when you use Google Trends, because it doesn't look like anybody here has used this before. And it's a free tool, 100% free. All right, merchant services. Thank you, Ty. You are on it. I love this. All right, let's go to merchant services. Okay, so this is telling us in the United States, so the entire United States in the past day, so in the past 24 hours, all across all different topics, what people are searching for in merchant service. So the topics could be automobiles, maybe beauty and fitness. So people are looking at merchant services at a salon or at a boutique. But in this instance, we're looking at all categories because that's where it's set by default. Or if we're wondering, you know, what are they searching on YouTube? Maybe we have a merchant services business and we want to know, what are people searching on YouTube? Because that's what we're going to make a video about and share that on TikTok and Instagram stories. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way across the board on every popular visual platform. So we want to see what people are searching for on YouTube and align with them. Remember what I said about a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to get people to look where they are already looking. We want to be where the eyeballs are and see if we can get some of them to put us on their radar. Okay. So we're looking at the past day, and you can see across the United States, Vermont's really chatting about that. All right. What are they chatting about? Well, they're searching for. So what Google is doing is leaning into Google search because 96% of people go here first, as I said, on a mobile device normally, but they go here when they want information. So this is what they're looking at. And you can see these plus 400%, plus 250% means those are on the rise. Now, what a breakout session or a breakout term is, that means they are just now talking about it. How many of you have always wished when you see all these crazy trends come across socials, wonder, oh, I wish I'd been at the beginning of that trend, because had I been in the beginning, had I known, I know they would have paid attention to me. I'm just the best kept secret out there. Well, what breakout sessions are telling you is that those are the beginning of a trend. That is the very beginning. So no, you have a chance. Okay, people are asking about authorized.net, but I'm not authorized.net. That might be what you're thinking. That's okay. You could be like our veterinarian in Corpus Christi, who on that certain day in Corpus Christi, Texas, they were searching for cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi. And he wasn't the cheapest, but that's what he put out in his post. And he did a whole blog post and a TikTok and an Instagram story about it saying, we're not the cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi, but we are the best because we take care of your four-legged family member this way. So what did he use in there? Cheapest veterinary service. Remember what I said about Google's first pillar, relevance. How well do you match what people are searching? Is he matching people who are saying, I'm looking for the cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi? Absolutely, word for word. Is he the cheapest? No, he's not, but he's saying why. So now he can get some of those eyeballs that are searching for the cheapest looking at him, and they will potentially consider him. Now he has a chance at them at a much better way than trying to get everyone in the market that has a dog. Okay, so look at this now, or has a pet. So authorized.net host merchant service. But let's get a little bit more specific. All right, Ty, you said you were in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, for the past day, there's probably not enough searches. So you will see you might have to expand this out to more, even, you know, going out 12 months, 5 years, Or if there's a lot of topic and talk about it in the past hour, there might be a lot of conversation that you can see. But as you hone in geographically, that those search numbers are going to get lower. So you might have to expand the time number. So I'm going to try, see what we can do. I'm going to just try going to Nebraska. Okay, first. All right. Not a lot of searches in the past day, but let's look at the past 30 days. Not really, not in Nebraska, past 30 days. So I'm going to go out to the past 90 days. All right, a little bit. There's a spike here in June. There's something that got people talking about it. It's really out in Denver, Colorado, though. So not in Nebraska, but close. But not there, right? So, but in Lincoln and Kearney, yes, you can see that here. Hastings and Kearney, absolutely. What are they talking about? Being a customer of merchant service or being a merchant? So they are talking about it, but what exactly are they talking about? Now we may actually need to expand that out. So I might even need to go because let's say I'm not going to look at Nebraska alone. But I'm going to look at the United States in general, knowing that as things trend across the United States, we need to know our geographic areas well enough to know that I know I live in Midland, Texas. So whatever's happening in Houston affects us. So it might start first in Houston and then it'll trickle over to Midland in about 2 or 3 weeks. I usually see that happen. San Antonio's a little bit longer, Austin usually instantly. So I see some of that. So you need to know your geography real well on how markets are influenced by other geographies. Again, that's us being an expert in our customers. But we can look here. I'm going to go for the United States just so for us to see. So it's starting in New York. We'll see a lot of activity in New York. So it's starting on the East Coast. And we see, though, it is coming across the US, which is normal. So in Nebraska, over the last 90 days, we see that same information. But let's look at Nebraska now over the last 12 months. We can see over the last 12 months, it's been at North Platte. They're talking about slice merchant services and QuickBooks. All right. So now if you can address those questions in your post, you have a chance to be visible for what people are searching for right now. Do you see how the value is in utilizing Google Trends? Yes or no? Okay. Some ways for you to definitely think about Google Trends just a little bit differently. I'll help Abby here, sorry, Handyman Services in Omaha. All right, let's look at that. Handyman Services. Okay, so I'm going to remove that and we'll go to, and you said to look at Omaha. So I'm looking at Nebraska in general and you'll see, so really Abby, start thinking about what does a handyman do? Handyman services are a term that we may know in the industry, and maybe those who are close to the industry, maybe, you know, if they're in AC or repair or fence repair, they may know and use those words, but the general public are not using handyman, which I think is interesting. They are using ACE handyman services, which is interesting because I know that there's a big thing about ACE hardware. I don't know if there's another handyman service named that, but they're looking at construction, they're looking at business topics. So you see that the related topics here, and you can actually click on these and even see and study more. So in the last 12 months, construction, there's been a lot of talk in Omaha, Nebraska in the last 12 months about construction, really around these areas. And they're talking about all these construction guides here, construction tools. So that might be, you know, construction tools for sale. That could be somebody who is still in that space, Abby, of I think I can fix it myself. But pretty soon they're going to run into a lot of money, or they're going to break something, or they're going to hurt themselves, and they're going to realize that. So maybe that's your best customer. Again, I don't know your market, so I am making some really wildly general topics and comments of what things could be. Again, this is me just trying to walk you through an example. So this is what you can do in Google Trends, and it's 100% free. So you can look specifically in your area. So you can look by area. You can look across the United States, as I said, to really get a feel and see exactly what's happening across the United States. There we go. And maybe you want to see in the United States, because that's more area here, we can see construction in the past 30 days. So we know there's been a lot of conversations happening in Nebraska about in these areas in Nebraska, and this is what they're talking about. Construction billing, construction topic, engineering. And you can toggle here and see all of that. Billing, King Construction. There's a lot of conversation around construction right now in the Nebraska area and exactly where around the area you can see here. Okay, so you can do that and utilize that 100% free. And you get there by going to g.co/Google Trends. Okay, so I'm going to drop that here in the chat box, g.co/Google Trends. All right. All right, I wish I could show you guys more, but I know I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So I'm going to go back to the presentation. And if we can, at the end, I will definitely go through more, but that's how Google Trends can help you. You can also see that in being more visible, you need to appear in Google search, and knowing the words that they're using will make a big difference. You'll be seen as a credible business, and actually you will be seen as a real business to Google. The more confidence you can build in the search engine that they has in you, the higher you show up in search. That's what search engine optimization is showcasing how confident and how much your information is correct and valuable and valid to the people who are searching. Okay, so that's why that's so important to see that. Now you see Google Search Console. A lot of people believe that Google's the World Wide Web, and it is not. It is the biggest library of the World Wide Web. And because of that, people not thinking that it's a library, they're thinking it's the World Wide Web, then we just think we can publish something on our site, we can post it, and voila, right there, somebody's going to see it, Google's going to see it. Googlebot is great, but it can take 90 to 180 days for it to see you. So because it takes 90 to 180 days, some of us in small business, cash flow is king. We don't have that kind of time to wait 90 days to 180 days. So it's on us to make sure that we enter our digital property, which is our website, onto Google's library. How we can do that is Google Search Console. Google Search Console is also 100% free. Let me show you what that looks like when you're in Google Search Console and what you can actually see. All right, switch to the other screen. So in Google Search Console, when you're connected, you can actually go to a full report of your performance. So you can see where your website's landing. It's landing in the top 14 position. Your job is you want to get to top 10. So when I see businesses who are like, I don't know, what my customers want or what's better to focus on. Should I focus on the, my nutritional supplements? Should I focus on the vitamins? Should I focus on weight loss? So I will go here and look if they've got Google Search Console connected. Most do not, because they think that they can just publish online and Google will find you, which, as I said, Googlebot's great. It will eventually, but who's got that kind of time? And this is 100% free to enter your site into Google's library. So now you can look at this and I can say, all right, let's look at your Google Search Console, and I can see, all right, well, I'm looking at the numbers here. I clicked on pages and I'm looking at the numbers here, and I see that there are a lot of people, 9,000 people coming to your Promax, which is your weight loss product. All right. There are 9,000 people coming. So they're interested, but only 3.4% click through to your site. So they may see that on Facebook, on TikTok. For this particular business, I know they're on Instagram quite a bit. And I see 3.4% click through. Well, average rate of click through should be 4 to 6%. 4 to 6%. So something on your page or something that they see on your site is not making them feel comfortable to click through. So what are you giving to them? Go ask your customers. When they come to your site and they look at the weight loss, what do they need? Look at your weight loss reviews. Look at your competitors' weight loss product reviews, because there's something there that's missing that you're just at 3.4%. Now you can focus on your recipes, you can focus on your reviews, you can focus on referrals, and you should always work on reviews. I'm not saying that they're not important, but in this particular instance, it's showing us there's interest, 9,902 impressions. People are looking at this, but they're not clicking. They're not at least at the minimum 4%. What can we do? So this is something that we can do where we can see that immediate return, because if we do some action here, now that will increase that click-through rate. Now we'll see something immediate. A lot of times people don't know how to prioritize this, so they'll go for something that's really low. Like they're over here going, okay, they like the ultra slim Garcinia, and only 0.2%, 1,487 people are looking at it, and I'm at position 41. I'm going to work my butt off to get to position 10, so at least I'm in the first swipe of search or first page of search. And I'll tell them, why would you want to do that when you've got low-hanging fruit right here? Let's do this, make some money. Now you'll feel stronger about what you're doing in your Google Search Console, and understanding and applying this data, you'll know what your data is saying. So let's do that. And now we can get to that one, because 41 is really low. And if you put a lot of time, energy, money here and it gets you to 31, you've gone up 10, but you're not happy. Okay. Maybe you got your click-through rate from 0.2% to 0.4%. So you're right at the 0.4%, but you're number 41 in search. So you're on the 4th page of search. People will need to still seek you out. It's not a good place to be. Okay, so you can look at that within Google Search Console. You can even see how you've been doing across time, so you can apply it across 16 months to see where the average position is, how many people are seeing it, how many people are clicking it. You can even see who is linking to your site. So you can go love on them and say thank you for including you in their blog post, their email, or their social post. But somebody's bringing traffic to your site, and you can see who's actually bringing traffic to your site. So you're not just guessing or by gut feel. Now you actually know and you have information, and that's 100% free. But you do have to add your website and show and prove that you're the business owner to be able to access Google Search Console. But it is 100% free. Google Shopping, if you are product-based, this is another free tool that you can use. A lot of people think it's just Google Ads, but this can also help you get to know your customer because you can know what they're searching for. So a lot of times when people are on Google, they don't realize that there's more to Google than just general Google search. So they don't realize, let me bring this up again. I'm bringing up another screen. There we go. And I'm going to make it bigger. So this is what Google search looks like. And let's say I'm looking for jewelry. Okay. So glad it knows how to spell other than me. And we can see all here, but you see that the shopping, when we go to shopping tabs, these are people right here who are at the top. The sponsored ones are paid positions, but everybody else are just because they put their product picture online in Google Merchant Center. Well, let's say somebody's using Google Lens, which is built into every Android phone, and it's how you can visually search because you can snap a picture of something and search it by the way it looks. If your product picture is not there, then you don't show up. And remember what I said about if you don't show up, people don't know you exist. Google Shopping is Google's comparison tab. So in this tab, you can go through here and you can say, I only want to see gold. I only want to see things under $150, and it will filter that out. You can be on there 100% for free if you have product. Again, this is only for product based, and you can utilize Google Merchant Center. So you would actually do this by connecting your site to Google Merchant Center, which is also 100% free, other than the shopping ads. Ads you always have to pay for. You can also show up in images, how people search. Remember what I said, people search by snapping a picture and looking for it. So if they're using AI search, which is Google Lens or any other AI search, are you showing up? And then also, so they look at images. We're a highly visual society right now. So if you're not showing up in images, why not? And then remember what I said about Google Lens. Google Lens is what people are utilizing. They've been utilizing that for the last almost 5.5 years. Just so you know, there are 7 billion searches every month in Google Lens. So if your photos are not there within Google search, you don't exist. Okay, so it's important for us to be there. All right, now the rest of these slides I'm going to have to leave up to you because I know we're running out of time. So I'm going to go through these quickly, but understand that being visible is not enough. People need to know that you're credible, that you're good at what you do. Okay, so you need to be asking for reviews and finding out about people. I did put a list here of people when you're asking for a review, who you can ask from, and also who you can ask not just for a review, but also ask them more about the business and the industry. All right. So as you're trying to understand your customers and the way they travel through search, there are also resources and people that you can go to. Remember what I said earlier about us being experts in our customers and really knowing what they do. Oh, before I forget, this is how you get to Google Search Console, by the way. I'm now dropping that into the actual chat and then Google Analytics. I believe that's Google Analytics. Let me try that before we leave this session. Yep, that takes you to Google Analytics. If you're logged into a Google account, which your Gmail account or a free Google account is there, you're good to go. But as we understand our customers, this is what I was talking about in understanding consumer awareness. Are they unaware that there's anything that they need to be, they need to do? This is just the way it is. Struggle is real. Do they have a need or desire? Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware that there's something out there that can help them? Are they product aware of your specific product? So not just the problem, but they know that there's a product out there. or they aware of you? Are they the number 5 level? So if they're aware of you and they know there's a product and they love and see credibility from you, all great reviews, they see that you're actually speaking in your expertise, you can help them avoid pitfalls. That's important. So for you, talking to your customers, what is it that they really, really want? Get to the surface level, because we've all been very well trained to talk about, just nonsense topics like we do a lot of times when we're networking. We'll sit around and graze around the chips and the cheese and say, what do you think about the weather? How are you doing today? Everybody's busy. The weather's always something. Those are just the conversations that we know that are just those ancillary conversations. We want to get into deep conversations with our customers. What do they really want? Or people who are prospective customers. What do you really want? What are you really looking for? Well, I want a AC maintenance program. Or I want somebody to take care of that. But what do you really want? Well, I want to not have to think about that, because that's very stressful for me. What do you really want? We have to deep dive with people, everybody, because we're all used to giving that surface level answer. Now, what do you really want? Well, I don't want to be hot. That's what I don't want. I don't like hot. I don't like sweaty. All right, there you go. So when you're not hot and sweaty, then I can do stuff and I'm less stressed. That's what you want. You want to do stuff and be less stressed. So in my messaging, if you are already product aware and I can say, if you want to do stuff and be less stressed in this heat, I can help you here, that it's something you don't have to think about. You just dial this number and it's done. Relief and stress are on its way. So that might be my messaging, but now I know you better and know what will align with you. Why are you the answer? Really know the answer to that? How do they get that from you, or what work do they have to do that to get that from anywhere else? And how do you help them get that? Those are the key 4 phrases that we need to know backwards and forwards, and be ready to drop that in an elevator, in the parking lot, when we see somebody instantly. We need to know this. This is all on us. So that's why it's important for us to really understand our customers. Now, the rest of the slides are going to be who you can reach out to find out more about your customers, or to even find out more about what their problem is, or what they're experiencing before they're a customer. Okay, so these are some people. You'll see this all listed here. You can go through these yourself when you get a copy of the slides. Remember what I said about the copy of the slides are only going to be available while we're in session. So let me bring that up real quick, because I'm going to drop that in the chat one last time, because once we hit the top of the hour, everybody, well, right after we log off, that'll be gone. And it'll be emailed to you, like I said, in a couple of days. You'll get that. All right. So what are you going to apply? We covered so much, I know, and I want to make sure that you do get something from this. Knowledge is not powerful until it's applied. So while this might be great factoids, what are you going to do? Okay, so let me know in the chat box. And I am also going to model for you that anytime we've given good product, service, or solution, we should ask for a review. You don't have to give a review, but ask, because 87% more people would have left you a review had you only asked. A lot of service-based businesses I work with will carry this QR code on their phone so that somebody can take their phone, click on it, and take them right away to leave a review. People will leave a review right away if you ask them and make it easy for them to do that. Because once they have to go and wait for a link or something else, then it becomes too cumbersome and they are on to the next adventure, right? If you want to find me, this is how you can find me. But get with the Grow Nebraska team. I'm here every month, first Wednesday of the month, and I've loved working with them for the past few years, and I will continue to work with them as long as they'll have me. And I definitely want to support the Nebraska community. So please reach out to them, because they are your support and your boots on the ground right there to help you. But I am here too. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but you will get those. Remember what I said about a copy of the slides? And again, Tanya, thank you so much to Grow Nebraska and the Grow Nebraska community and your wonderful sponsors for making sure this is available to the small business community that you serve. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Maria. I look forward to even taking some of these tools back to the team here, so we can continue to up our game and all that. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. But today I'm just gonna log on here and start closing us out, but we'll make sure to get your questions answered.
Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Grow Nebraska.
All right, so we do have some upcoming trainings coming up. July 18th, we have defining a niche market and why it saves you marketing dollars. That is the third Thursday of July. On the fourth Thursday, July 25th, we have the power of storytelling, emphasizing the human connection between your brand and your customers. And then August 7th, we have Maria back with Thriving in E-commerce, Nail It Before You Scale It. And you can scan this QR code here to look at our upcoming trainings, but I am going to send a link where our upcoming trainings are at, and then our Google review link, and I'll kind of touch on that towards the end. But if you wanted to kind of um, take a look at any of our current upcoming trainings or some of the ones in the future, you can use that link in the chat. We also have Market Tech coming up. Our keynote this year is Chelsea Peets. She spoke at the Social Media Examiner. We're very excited to have her come. She's going to really touch on Instagram and video content. So we ask you to save the date. March 25th is our pre-conference and the 26th is our main conference. And then Grow Nebraska recently launched open office hours. So you can sign up for those hours by using this QR code. You can also find it on our website under trainings and events, open office hours. It's with Jody or I, but you do have to get signed up so we know to log in and get your questions answered. And so if you're a member, please utilize that. If you're not a member and you want to learn more about Grow Nebraska, please utilize that as well, because that's a great place to connect with someone from our membership team. We also ask if you are not following us on social media to give us a follow. We post a lot of fun things about all our Nebraska members. And so it keeps you up to date on things happening with our members, but also any of the fun trainings and events that we're hosting. And lastly, we ask that you leave us a Google review. We would love to know your thoughts on the training. We ask that you leave 2 to 3 sentences to just let us know about your experience with our webinars or even your experience with Grow Nebraska. And so please utilize that link that I also sent in the chat. It should take you right to the review page where you can just leave us a good review or yeah. So, and we'd like to thank you for joining our training. So if you have any questions, always feel free to contact me. You can call us at this number, the 308-338-3520. My name is Tanya, or you can email me, tanya@grownebraska.org. If there's a topic you'd love to see presented, please reach out to me and let me know, because we're always looking for topics to push out. And especially if you are utilizing these trainings, we want to make sure you're getting the knowledge that you're wanting. So once again, thank you for hopping on our training today. And I'm just going to check really quick if we had any questions. Doesn't look like we did. So I hope everyone has a good Wednesday. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Grow Nebraska.